Let's go ahead and read a short article, or relatively short article, from the South China Morning Post. I think the South China Morning Post is like the main publication that I know of from China. Um, so like, or it's like where I read, like if I'm reading my China articles, like articles about China, 9 times out of 10, I'm reading from the South China Morning Post. So I can't remember if there's any actual government ownership or anything of this particular media organization. I also don't know exactly how China organizes um, their like media industry either. So, I'm sure that there's some potentially control by the CCP or whatever, but even so, it's still probably more accurate than American media, which is controlled by Epstein affiliates. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got one or the other, right? It's being controlled by Epstein affiliates or it's being controlled by the government. Like, pick your poison. So anyway, let's go ahead and read this. 10 scientists and experts who have left the US and UK for China so far in 2026. The reason that I decided I wanted to read this article was because I had seen a recent video talking about the Chinese space program and how it was somebody that let me think. I can't remember what his name was. There was a person that we like deported or like we kicked out of our country during like the McCarthyite era, I think, for just being Chinese and being like, I think he had like, met with people in China one time. But he wanted to be an American and he wanted to live in America, but we kicked him out of the country. And so he went over to China and he brought all of his expertise and all of his understanding when it came to space technology over to China, and then they got to benefit from all of that, all because America was so ideologically opposed to just the vague, like not serious threat of communism. You know what I'm saying? Like that they just like he left the country, and that's what a lot of like that's what we call brain drain, right? When your experts, your best and brightest, smartest individuals leave the country or don't or decide not to immigrate to the country because of your government and because of your government policies. So let's read this article. This is about, I guess, 10 scientists and experts who have left US and UK for China in 2026. So, that was way back in the day, but I think it kind of portended like, this was obviously always going to happen as America declines as the global hegemon, as America declines as a superpower, and America becomes more racist, more authoritarian, less of a good place for people to like send their kids to school and stuff, which like America has largely been a place where like upper class Chinese like citizens would often send their kids because it's considered this like prestigious thing to do just because of America's position as the global hegemon. I think that a lot of that is starting to change now, though, with the rise of China becoming the obvious next global hegemon and America's declining power. That a lot of people, I think, are starting to like rethink that. And they're starting to, instead of sending their best and brightest or whatever over to America, they're considering sending them over to China. And there's also people who are in America or were in America or the UK in this particular article who are deciding to just immigrate back to China just due to opportunity and stuff. So let's go ahead and read it. Who wrote this? I guess I don't see any author listed, so maybe it was just the editorial team or something. Dozens of scientists and experts have left the United States and Britain to pursue their careers in China this year, citing several reasons, including insufficient funding and a lack of opportunities for Chinese academics to lead projects in the West. We have put together 10 of them whose stories resonated with our readers. If you would like to see more of our reporting, please consider subscribing. Yeah, this must just be from the editorial team. Okay. Impossible for Chinese. Yale scientist Zhang Kai leaves U.S. for China. For Zhang Kai, a pioneering scientist who is building an ultra-large-scale cellular structure group data bank with unprecedented precision, returning home to China was the natural choice to fulfill his ambition. All of these look like they link to articles. I'm not going to read any of them unless I find them particularly interesting. Energy scientist Chen Pei leaves Cambridge to build her own lab in Hong Kong. For some early career scientists, the prestige of British academia is being marred by shrinking research funding and a complex geopolitical climate, prompting top-tier talent to look elsewhere for stability and resources. Nobel-winning scientist Omar Yaghi joins China's Tsinghua University from the U.S. Omar Yaghi, the winner of last year's Nobel Prize for Chemistry, has joined China's Tsinghua University to lead a new AI-driven research center. Chinese black hole hunting scientist Dai Liang quits U.S. for Shanghai Post. Black holes, by the way, are some of my favorite things to learn about. So this one is particularly a shame for me. A physicist who was awarded a fellowship reserved for the brightest young scientists in the US and Canada for his work hunting for black holes has returned to China. Rising star chip scientist Jiang Jianfeng leaves MIT for Peking University. Most academics take 8 to 10 years after earning a PhD to become doctoral supervisors, but semiconductor scientist Jiang Jianfeng has done it in just 18 months. Ooh, smarty pants. Noted neurobiologist and ex-Taekwondo captain Qi Ying Su leaves U.S. for China. Celebrated neurobiologist Qi Ying Su, who specializes in research on the sense of smell using fruit flies and mosquitoes, has left her position as a faculty vice chair at the University of California, San Diego, to join the Shenzhen Academy of Medical Sciences. I'm always curious how much of this is because of actual academic decisions, like they think that they have better opportunities, versus how much of it is like America is becoming more authoritarian, more racist, getting treated getting treated more poorly, potentially being rounded up by ICE and thrown in a concentration camp. I'm always curious, which of these things are weighing more. If I had to guess, it's probably the former more than anything, because I think that a lot of elites are probably more insulated. A lot of these people are in elite circles, let's be honest. So a lot of them are probably a lot more insulated from just the normal, racist violence that people who are working day jobs as construction workers and stuff are. So so I would probably guess it's the former more than the latter when it comes to these people. But AI scientist Ling Haibin, father of the first plant ID app, leaves U.S. for China. AI scientist Ling Haibin, the acclaimed computer scientist behind the world's first mobile plant identification app, has left his position in the United States to take up a full-time role at Westlake University in Hangzhou, eastern China. North America's top computer vision scientist, Liang Ji, returns to China. 20 years ago, technologies developed by Liang Ji at Microsoft were incorporated into products like the Windows Media Video Player. Okay. Blu-ray disc is more important, but the Windows Media Video Player is I don't know. I feel like it's a shame to put your it's like doing a ton of research to to put your software in Bing or something, you do all this awesome research and then they put it in this shitty ass package or whatever that comes with like that nobody likes, that's like bloated and comes with and like pre-installed on like Windows machines and stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I feel a little bad for him there. That's probably why he left. That's probably why he left. It's like, my stuff has to be in fucking Windows Media Player. Come on. Award-winning memory chip expert leaves U.S. for job at Chinese semiconductor firm. An expert on semiconductor packaging and memory chips has left the University of California, Irvine, after more than 2 decades to join a leading conductive materials company in eastern China. World-leading EV motor expert joins Hong Kong PolyU after 38 years in Britain. Well, of course. Like, you're going to try to do electric vehicles in Britain? You're trying to do electric vehicles in America? Are you kidding me? Of course you go to China. That's where it's happening. That's where the future of energy lies. Like, if you're doing any sort of energy research or like any sort of like anything that has to do with like, you know, energy production or whatever, like, you got to go to China. Like, they're the people who excel in that. Unlike America and Britain, who are like, you know, just like they're like that dude from Napoleon Dynamite who like is reflecting on like how he used to be able to like throw a football so far, and he could totally throw a football over that mountain over there if you want him to try it out or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're living in the past, man. There's nothing there. Like, you're trying to like make oil happen again. It's already over, buddy. Like, come on. Like, don't get me wrong, oil is still going to be important for for lots of things going forward, but it's going to become less and less important for energy production going forward. Like, that's just the case, because we have infinite energy being beamed onto us from a giant nuclear reactor in the sky called the sun every day. It's like, why not just take that free fucking energy? You know what I'm saying? Zhu Ziqiang. I'm not very good with like Chinese pronunciations, like Mandarin pronunciations and stuff, so forgive me. One of the world's leading experts in electric motor engineering has left his 4-decade career in Britain to take up a full-time position at Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Well, there you go. 10 of the best and brightest leaving for greener pastures. Greener energy pastures, solar farm pastures over in China. I also heard, I thought it was an interesting thing the other day of like how America like takes like our deserts and we try to like we try to like live in them. Like for instance, like places like Arizona and stuff, like these like massive deserts that like America for some reason tries to like have people live in them and like have like green lawns and stuff in them and stuff. Whereas like China like takes their deserts and they just like load them the fuck up with solar panels. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we don't need to live in the desert, right? Like, maybe we don't need to live in the desert. Maybe we could also just put a shit ton of solar power panels out there and just have free energy for like, I don't know, the California or whatever. Like, I don't know. Just a thought. Kind of unrelated, but I just started thinking about that when I started thinking about green energy. So